What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another NFL Thursday Night Football Showdown breakdown here on Sharp Sports Network. I'm your host, Joe Bewer, and I'm going to be breaking down this slate between the Chargers and the Raiders. It's going to be a really solid game. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and mention an opportunity that everybody has to join the private members-only team here on Sharp Sports Network. We are partnered with Fantasy Drafts, so we thank them for allowing us to be able to do this opportunity here, where if you go ahead and you sign up with the link that is in the description, just click on it, sign up, make an account, deposit $10, send us a screenshot on our Twitter, and we will go ahead and get you set up with a free NFL season pass as well as some NBA content for Fantasy Drafts. This is a $100 value opportunity here that we are allowed to do thanks to Fantasy Drafts. So if you're watching this video and you want to get in on the private live streams tonight as well as the player grading for the Showdown slate, I would definitely go ahead and take advantage of this opportunity. So, jam-packed slate between the Chargers and the Raiders. Few things before we get into this. Oakland Raiders are terrible when it comes to their defense. Their secondary is absolutely terrible. They allow offenses to just run all over them, especially pass-heavy offenses. They are only sacking quarterbacks at a 5% sack rate and only have a 10.5% pressure rate on the quarterback, so they're not even getting to the quarterback at all. They're plagued with injuries. So I really do want to take advantage of this Los Angeles Chargers receiving core here, which I think is going to be a very popular option here today. I'm going to give you some builds on FanDuel and DraftKings as far as cash and GPP, and then I will leave the rest for my members. But I want to head over here to NFL Savant, where you can kind of go ahead and get an idea for where the ball is going to be headed tonight for the Los Angeles Chargers. Keenan Allen leads the team in targets by a very considerable margin. There was some injuries, but we do expect Keenan Allen to always be the number one targeted player. When it comes to red zone, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and most recently Hunter Henry last week have very much so stepped up the amount of targets that they are receiving. I expect that Mike Williams and Keenan Allen headlining this game is going to be very popular. As far as the rushes, Austin Eckler, like I said, Melvin Gordon was out for a majority of the year. Since then, Melvin Gordon has turned the tides as far as the lead rusher here, and last week played 65% of the snaps and outrushed Austin Eckler by 9 touches. Now, over here on the Oakland side, receiving, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and Tyrell Williams are going to be it for the most part. Darren Waller obviously is a tight end, but acts like a receiver, gets targeted very heavily in the passing game. Same thing here in the red zone, but one thing I do want to highlight is Foster Moreau is getting targeted a very considerable amount in the red zone, and he's very priced low on DraftKings and FanDuel to allow some value for some bigger players in your team. Now, Josh Jacobs is going to be arguably one of the most chalky players on the slate. The Chargers are awful when it comes to the rush, and Josh Jacobs has been a workhorse back for this team the entire year. A lot of people are saying that his usage is too low, but 28 touches last week doesn't seem too low. If he's getting 28 touches and only playing 60% of the snaps, they're using him as a workhorse back, so that's definitely something that we want to take advantage of. Now, a few players that I think are must-plays for me are Josh Jacobs, and I think Phillip Rivers is going to be a must-play. Highest priced player on the slate at $10K in the flex spot is something that we usually don't see. We usually have players at $15K in flex, and we're trying to jam in some 17, 18K players, some running backs that we've seen in the past. So with the pricing on the slate, it's really allowing us to get up to a lot of these studs and have a very, very balanced lineup. Just to go over the matchup, they rank last in pass defense, almost 300 yards per game, allowing 27 points per game. They're pretty stout against the run, which is something that, the Chargers have struggled with a lot this year, trying to really decipher between Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler who's going to really lead the charge here as far as the run. Now, on the other side, you have Derek Carr at 9.6K, where the passing defense for the Chargers is actually pretty stout. They're getting a few players back off injury today. They're going to be trying to double Tyrell Williams for the most part. So I really don't have too much interest in any of these Oakland Raiders pass catchers. The only person I really have an interest with from the Raiders is probably going to be Josh Jacobs. Like we talked about, they're just terrible. They're allowing 115 rushing yards per week, and I think that the Oakland Raiders are really going to try and slow down the pace of this game and really play with the run and try and deplete the Chargers. So for me, I think the best captain option so far is probably Keenan Allen. He's arguably the top pass catcher, and he's priced only at $9K, which to me is the only reason he's priced that way is just because of the production over the past 4 games. It's slowed down since the start of the year with Hunter Henry coming off of injury. Keenan Allen's targets have really just stopped, but his overall production has just been really bad, but the targets have been there. So I really think this is a game where we can really take advantage of a terrible Oakland secondary and go after Keenan Allen in this matchup at 9K. 9K or 13.5K for captain leaves you with 7.3K left. Josh Jacobs is a must play and is pretty much the only play other than Foster Moreau that I'm going to take from Oakland. And any lineup that you have with Keenan Allen has to come with Phillip Rivers. It makes the most sense. With these 3 guys, which I think is going to be the core for today, I think that you have to go from there and just either attack one side or go really balanced with a few players from each team. For me, I'm going to attack the side of the Chargers. I think they're going to be in command a lot this game, and I really think that Hunter Henry is going to be a vital part of it. I think that Hunter Henry makes the most sense on this team. So for me, Hunter Henry makes a lot of sense here today. Now, when it comes to these last 2 players, like I said, a lot of people are going to be fading Melvin Gordon here today. I'm going to try and jam him into as many lineups as I can. I know that they're receiving a new offensive coordinator last game and really took charge of using Melvin Gordon as a workhorse, and even in the passing game as well. Same with Eckler. They were using Melvin Gordon on a lot of these snaps. He had 2 touchdowns, he received all the goal line work, 20 attempts, 4 targets. So we're seeing him involved in both the passing game and the rushing game. So if the rushing game doesn't work, Phillip Rivers has the opportunity to check down to Melvin Gordon or Austin Eckler. If we plug Melvin Gordon into this lineup, we're left with 1,500. That puts us somewhere down in this range, which we're not going to be able to do anything really with. So there's 2 options. You would have to fade Henry and go Mike Williams. Then you're allowed to get Foster Moreau. This would be a cash game build that I think really works. Keenan Allen, Josh Jacobs, Rivers, Williams, Gordon, and Foster Moreau. It's very balanced, covers all the bases. You're just really hoping there's no Hunter Henry touchdown. So Keenan Allen at captain makes a lot of sense for me today. I think he's going to be very popular at captain. The other captain that I see being very popular is, in fact, Hunter Henry. Pairing him with Rivers, Jacobs, Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen if you want, or Mike Williams, and then deciding from there who you want. Zay Jones is going to be a very popular option here on Oakland. He played roughly 90% of the snaps last week, only received 4 targets, but at 2.6K, you're paying for somebody who's arguably going to be involved in a lot of the game. So if you play Hunter Henry, you're most likely not going to be able to get Keenan Allen. If you play Keenan Allen, you're most likely not going to be able to get Hunter Henry. I think Melvin Gordon makes a lot of sense here. I think that Austin Eckler's price tag at 7K is a little too steep. 12 attempts, 4 targets. Melvin Gordon is 200 more and gets 20 attempts and 4 targets. So, and all the goal line work. So Melvin Gordon's upside is way more. So on the side of Oakland, you have Tyrell Williams and Darren Waller here, which if I were to pick, I would have more interest in Darren Waller, but I just think the production hasn't been there. It's been very on and off this year. We know he's going to get targeted, but the only reason that I'm leaning towards this stack of the Chargers is because the Oakland Raiders give up the 3rd most points in the league to tight ends. Hunter Henry's been targeted a considerable amount, so putting him at captain makes a lot of sense here today. Three out of the past 4 games, double-digit performances. I think this is a spot where Hunter Henry could really shine in the captain spot and make a lot of sense. Now, for GPPs, to be able to get some more players in, Melvin Gordon makes a lot of sense at captain. You can fit Rivers, Jacobs, Allen, Hunter Henry, and still get Foster Moreau in. Now, this lineup is really contingent on Melvin Gordon getting a few goal line touchdowns. Last week, we saw when they were playing in Green Bay, he got 2 touchdowns, and they kicked a lot of field goals. So, for me, I think that Melvin Gordon here makes a lot of sense in GPPs. And can really help you win a tournament. I don't see a reason why fading Melvin Gordon in the captain spot would be that dangerous. The only other thing that I can think of is Mike Williams at captain. It'll provide you the same kind of deal. Josh Jacobs, Keenan Allen, Henry, you get 2,100. So you won't be able to get Foster Moreau, so you would have to play for somebody like DeAndre Washington. So I think for cash games, it's Keenan Allen or Hunter Henry in the captain spot, and then in GPPs, Melvin Gordon makes the most sense. Heading on over here to FanDuel, where the pricing is very different. Very, very different. Keenan Allen is priced below Austin Eckler, below Hunter Henry, and below Melvin Gordon. Keenan Allen at captain makes the most sense over here. Pairing him with Josh Jacobs, Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, and you're going to have to choose between Melvin Gordon or Hunter Henry. You could go with Zay Jones right here. Solid lineup. You're left with 500 left over. You could clear this, and you could go the exact same lineup. You can get Keenan Allen in captain. You can go Josh Jacobs, Phillip Rivers, Hunter Henry, and you have 8K left, and you can still get Zay Jones. There's a lot of ways to go with this. I think that it makes the most sense to have Keenan Allen or Hunter Henry in captain. The pricing doesn't change here on FanDuel, so there's nothing to really worry about. But the pricing here is very, very different than DraftKings. Melvin Gordon priced very similar to Austin Eckler. He's $1,500 more over here on FanDuel. Josh Jacobs being the top price guy. He's the third price guy. Phillip Rivers is priced below Derek Carr. So FanDuel is expecting that the Oakland Raiders come out swinging and they beat the Chargers, from what I'm getting here. We have Keenan Allen priced below Hunter Henry, Melvin Gordon, and Austin Eckler. The pricing on Keenan Allen here is abysmal. He is the biggest lock over here on FanDuel just for the price of $11K. It makes no sense. Mike Williams at $10.5K, I can also see going there. Mike Williams is very contingent on a deep ball. That's all he is contingent on. He is not a short wide receiver. He's not going to be coming across the middle. He is very, very contingent on a deep ball. 3 receptions for 111 yards. That is 40-yard passes, easily. There has not been a single game this year where his receptions have been over 6, and his upside is capped at 3 receptions. So, for me, Mike Williams is a strict GPP play. I like him a lot over on FanDuel or on DraftKings, where his price is priced appropriately, but I think you can fade Mike Williams and get Keenan Allen. I think it makes the most sense. I think you can do a lot more over here on DraftKings with your lineup being balanced, and I think you can get everybody that you want over here on FanDuel, just to make your lineups as balanced as possible. So with that being said, that is going to conclude my breakdown. Like I said, if you are going to take advantage of that fantasy draft promotion, do so today so you can get in the private live stream later on where we absolutely kill these showdown slates. Do not miss out on this prime opportunity. Good luck to everybody. If you're a member and you're watching this, cheat sheets will be out shortly after this video is posted. So good luck to everybody today. I'll be active in the Discord, and I will see you tomorrow for the main slate breakdown that is going to be coming out tomorrow. Good luck to everybody tonight, and I'll see you next time. Peace.